So, friends, today we will spend more time with Sajjana Sangatyam. So, that means we'll take more questions and we'll fine tune our understanding. Truth is very simple, but you have to keep repeating, you have to keep listening to it again and again. It is an ongoing process. Life gives enough opportunities for us to progress. The experiences of life is what makes us a better person. We might read so many books, we might listen to so many masters. That is all theoretical information, which is very important also. Theory is very important, but much more important is practicals. When you experience life in its completeness, there's a lot of progress you make. In other words, enlightenment is a journey which is based on your experiences. Yes, the books, the teachers, they act like an inspiration. They inspire you. And in what way they inspire you? They inspire you to move forward in life. They inspire you to have faith in life. They inspire you not to be fearful. So, whether it is Sajjana Sangatyam, whether it is Guru Sangatyam, or whether it is reading the books, or having a spiritual debate with other seekers of the truth, all these things are to trigger our own intellect, to trigger our own spiritual faculty. The entire summary of spirituality is simple. You create your own reality in whatever dimension, in whatever time period. You create your own reality not only on the earth, you create your own reality in any locus you go, in any dimensions you go, any worlds you go, you create your own reality. All the masters said the same truth in different words. Buddha said, Apodipo Bhava, means only you can light your inner lamp. This is what Krishna said. Krishna said, make efforts to be a better person. Only it is your own efforts which will make you a better person, or only your own efforts which will create all the suffering. In Ashtavakra Gita, it is said the same thing. What you seek, you will get. You seek Bandha, you will be in Bandha. You seek Mukti, you will get Mukti. What you seek, you will get. What you appreciate, what you seek, what you admire, that is what you will get. That is the essence of Ashtavakra Gita. So all the great and Jesus Christ said, as you sow, so you reap. Whatever the seeds you sow, you will get only that tree. Yad bhavam tad bhavati. You see, this is all different words. The essence is the same. So all the teachers, all the great enlightened masters, they said the same thing. Spirituality, there is no much topics in spirituality. It's the same truth. Hardly you can count it in fingers. But it is the depth of your understanding which matters. And what is the solution? How do we make sure that we are in the right path? How do we make sure that we are not wasting time? How do we make sure that we are happy all the way, all the time? Is have scientific temper. Number one, have scientific temper. The more you have scientific temper, the more you will go into Swanubhava. Swanubhava means you focus on your own experiences. And your Swanubhava matches with what the teacher says, and it matches with what the spiritual science says. And that is a perfect truth for you. That is absolute truth for you. Now, in life, we go through all ups and downs. And in all the ups and downs, take it like a play. Be a witness. Be in the witness consciousness. Be in the playful consciousness. This is the essence of Krishna's teaching. Leela. That's why we call it Krishna Leela. Everything, whatever happens in life, is just a play. And where does this play lead to? This play leads to your own evolution. For the soul, there is no good experience, no bad experience. These good and bad experiences are only for the body and the mind. For the soul, it's just an experience. Normal people, most of the time, they are in the body mind consciousness. But people who are seeking truth, they are in the body mind soul consciousness. From the body level, yes, there is pain. From the mind level, there is pain and suffering. From the body level, there is pain. From the mind level, there is pain and suffering. From the body mind intellect level, there is pain, suffering, and confusion. From the body mind intellect soul level, there is absolute clarity. Clarity is life is the drama. Life is Leela. Enjoy the life. In spite of everything, don't take things too seriously. Not to take the things too seriously, and always looking from the experience perspective, always looking from the learning perspective, always looking from a progressive perspective. That is a soul perspective. Okay, in this lifetime, you are born as a male, or you are born as a female, or you are born as a transgender. But in the previous lifetime, you have taken a different body, a different mind. So, like that, you have taken hundreds and hundreds of lifetimes. Every lifetime is like a play, like a drama, like a movie. You always see it from the soul perspective and feel good that you had this opportunity to experience. So it boils down to feeling good factor. Whatever happens for good. It is, see, the simple understanding is your life is your feedback. It's a feedback, as simple as that. Feedback of what? Your entire life, all the experiences of your life is a feedback. Practical feedback. Practical feedback of what? practical feedback of your thoughts, practical feedback of your words, and practical feedback of your actions. You think negative, something negative will happen to you. And then, oh, it's a feedback. I think negative, that's why negative is happening. Maybe I should change my thinking. Then you make efforts to change your thinking. And then you get a feedback or something nice happens. Ah, okay. So this is a life feedback. You do something good and something good happens to you. Then it is a feedback. Yes. You might have money. You can have lots and lots of money, millions and millions of dollars. And you might have friends, you might have family, children, grandchildren, a big family. But if you don't have grace, if you don't have the divine grace, if you don't have God's grace, then it's of no use. All your money, all your relatives will not be able to help you in the emergency situation. Even the doctors say the same thing before going to the operation theater. You have all the money to get admitted to the hospital. You have all the money to get you have all the influence and money to get the best of the best doctors. But what will the doctor say? We will do our best. But it is the God's grace. Pray to God. We will do our best, but you pray to God. It's the God's grace. But here, what they don't understand is just by praying, you don't get grace. The divine grace is something you will receive when you deserve it, when you become eligible of it. Just by prayers, you don't get grace. It is like this. You pray that you want a seat in IIT. You pray that you want to become a doctor, but you never study. Will you become a doctor? You pray that you want an admission in Harvard University or Oxford University, IITs, IIMs, any top class universities around the world. You want an admission and you pray. Will you get it? You will not get it. First is they will see what is your eligibility criteria for the admission. You have scored good marks, right? Your academics is good, your extracurriculars are good, your interview is good. Everything is good, then that is the eligibility factor. When you have all the eligibility factor, then you get selected. So to get God's grace, what is the eligibility? You can call it as a God's grace or divine grace or the grace of the existence or universe, whatever you call it. But the word grace is very important. Even for you to find a good teacher who can guide you in the right direction, you need grace. So how do you get the grace? You get the grace when you do your Dharma, when you do your soul duty. So your soul duty is to take care of yourself and also to take care of the people around you and also to take care of all the people in your community, in your country, all over the planet Earth. That means your heart should not beat only for you. Your heart should beat for all the people, for all the living beings. You are a compassionate being towards all the living beings. That means you are an eligible person to receive God's grace. In emergencies, it's only the grace which will help you. Any kind of emergency, the God's grace will help you. So you might think like, okay, so this is a spiritual science session and he's speaking about God. See, the word God can be replaced as Dharma. You do your Dharma will protect you. Dharmo rakshati rakshita. When you do your own Dharma will protect you. Your own Dharma will take care of you. Gautama Buddha never spoke about God. He always spoke about Dharma. Jesus spoke about God, but it's the same thing. So it's just different words, but the meaning is the same. If you hear the word grace, it is synonymous with God. It is synonymous with divinity. It is synonymous with your light. When you're thinking only about yourself, your light is not so bright. When you're thinking of you and your family members and your neighbors and everybody around you, then your light is bright. Frequency attracts frequency. I'm speaking in scientific terms. Frequency attracts frequency. So when your heart beats for everybody, then your frequency is a high frequency. You are in the path of ahimsa. You are in the path of non-violence, non-interference. You are seeing the whole world as one family. Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. You want everybody to be happy. You have a policy of live and let live. So that means your frequency is very high. You are not a narrow-minded person. You are a broad-minded person. You are not a normal being. You are a great being. So your greatness will attract the grace. It is your own greatness which will attract the grace. So the essence of spirituality is to be graceful, is to be humble, is to be compassionate. That is the essence of spirituality. You might say, oh, we have all those qualities, but still why we are going through challenges? You have not yet mastered it. You see, while you are learning the lessons, there are many stages. In the first stage, you are just introduced to the lesson. You're just introduced to the lesson. For example, let's take the example of self-love. Broadly, there are 4 stages. The first stage, you are introduced. So you hear for the first time, self-love. I don't know what is self-love. Self-love. People keep saying self-love. I don't know what is self-love. So first time you hear that word. Why you hear that word? Because that is what you are introduced to. You are going through certain challenging situations. And you hear for the first time, hey, self-love is important. Focus on self-love. You are focusing too much on others, but you're not taking care of yourself. So take care of yourself first, then take care of others. So you're introduced to self-love. You don't understand it, but you hear it for the first time. Then after that, you are given the details of it. That means you learn the details of it. So the first 2 stages, in the first stage, you are just introduced. In the second stage, you are given the scientific aspect of it, the details of it. You go into the fine details of it. The third stage, you are practically in the middle of the problem. And you have to apply that theoretical knowledge in that situation. And it is in the third stage is practical stage. 4 stages, 2 stages are theory, 2 stages are practical. The first 2 stages are theory. In the first stage, you are just introduced. In the second stage, you go through the fine details of it, theoretically. You will have a counselor, you will attend a workshop, you will read some books. So you will understand the nitty-gritties of it, theoretically, second stage. The third stage, nobody is there to teach you. There's no theory. There's only practicals because you were in the middle of the great challenging situation. Like you are in the middle of the well, nobody to instruct you. You have to do something. Okay. So the third stage is practical stage, where your own life situations, your own life challenges will teach you. The third stage is a practical stage. No more theoretical understanding. You will experience it. And it is your own experience which will teach you that lesson. Self-love. Okay. So what kind of an experience will be where, for example, you are loving a person, unconditionally you are loving a person, but the other person doesn't reciprocate. You feel bad. You feel hurt. Right? And then you feel sad. I said, I'm loving this person so much, but why does this person doesn't care about me? So you feel sad, you feel depressed. And on top of it, the other person will try to, uh, you know, torment you. The other person will, because you have invested too much energy, you have invested too much energy, too much time with the other person. It can be your close relative, it can be your partner, it can be your husband, wife, intimate relationships, or it can be your close friend, whatever. It can be your child also, your parents also. So you feel so hurt. And it won't be one experience. It will be one experience after the other experience after the other experiences. You will go through the same things. And then you'll question why this is happening to me. I'm such a nice person. I'm such a gentle person. I'm a spiritual person. I do meditation. I'm doing my Dharma. I'm so humble. I'm so nice. But why this is happening to me? So these deep questions will come. And then you'll say, okay, so there is a mistake I'm doing. I'm putting in all the energies and efforts on the other person, but I'm not valuing myself. It is like this. You are, you have a, you have a precious jewels and diamonds and gold. You have something very precious. You have that in your hands, but you don't know that preciousness. So you want to give that preciousness to the other person, and you want the other person to say that you are precious, right? It is like, you have all the love with you in your hands, you have all the love, and you are giving that love to the other person, expecting the other person will love you back. Or, it is like Amrit. You have Amrit in your hands. You are giving that Amrit to the other person, expecting the other person will feed you the Amrit. You have Amrit in your hands rather than you feeding yourself. You are giving that Amrit to the other person, expecting the other person will feed you. So then you'll understand, okay, so this is what I'm doing the mistake. Okay, now, yes, I understand self love is very important. I'm too much depending on the other person for my happiness. While I have all the capability to be happy myself, I have all the capacity to be joyful myself, I have all the capacity to be complete myself. But rather than being happy myself, joyful myself, complete myself, I'm giving all my joy and happiness to the other person and just waiting like a beggar to receive it back. But then you understand, okay, fine, this is the mistake. Then you say, okay, that is the third stage. So in the third stage, the practical life will teach you. And then you'll say, like, okay, fine, I have learned my lesson. But that doesn't end there. Then it's the fourth stage is there. The fourth stage is you becoming a master of it. So in the fourth stage, you become such a master in that particular lesson, you become inspiration to other people around you. So in the fourth stage, you become an inspiration to learn the same lesson. So when people see you, you become an inspiration. Okay. So when you have reached the fourth stage is all about mastery, fine tuning. In the third stage, you will learn 90%. But in the fourth stage, the remaining 10%, that fine details, that fine details, you will learn in the fourth stage. When you become a master, then naturally you become an inspiration. Okay, one of the great lessons to learn is self-love. Like that, you have so many lessons to. Forgiveness is also a lesson. To be compassionate to your own self. Sometimes people think compassion means you are being nice to others. But if your compassion doesn't include yourself, it is incomplete. If your compassion doesn't include yourself, it is incomplete. If your kindness, if your kindness doesn't include yourself, then it is incomplete. So many lessons to learn. And life will teach you. You don't need to look for lessons. Some people are very super excited and they will read the books. Okay, is there any lesson I want to learn? Okay. Life will teach you enough lessons. Life is already giving you enough challenges. So every challenge is one lesson. One challenge, one lesson. So challenges are always associated with lessons. That is a simple formula. Life is giving you challenges. You accept the challenges, face the challenges with a smile on your face. Naturally, you will learn the lessons. As long as you are in the witness mode, as long as you are in the detachment mode, this is very important, the detachment. Some people, they are so entangled in the problem that they cannot detach. You see, when you're entangled, you are not detached. So when you're not detached, then there is no way you can learn the lesson. You should be in a detachment. Some people, they got used to their suffering so much, they are so attached to their suffering. Unconsciously, they like suffering because they're attached to their suffering, because that becomes their identity. So acceptance is very, very important to learn all your lessons. In today's topic, we are speaking about lessons to learn, soul lessons. So the first point is acceptance. If you're not accepting the situation, acceptance means accepting the situation, whatever it is, accept the situation. If you're not accepting the situation or the people or the circumstances, the events, whatever, sometimes, accepting people is a bit challenging if it is especially a close relative. But you got to accept it. So acceptance is the key. What happens if you don't accept it? If you don't accept it, then you cannot learn a lesson. You're stuck in the problems. You're stuck in the complaining mode. You are stuck in the comparison mode. You're stuck in the judgment. So, my dear friends, the first point is acceptance. Now we are discussing about how do we learn the lessons. First is acceptance. The second point is detachment. You have to practice detachment. Detachment or being a witness, both are the same. You have to be in the detachment mode or in the witness mode. So this is where meditation helps. The more you do meditation, the more easily you can go into the witness mode or detachment mode. So after acceptance, then comes the detachment. And after detachment, then the third one is being grateful or having the gratitude, being grateful or feeling gratitude. So when you're in the gratitude mode or when you're in the feeling grateful mode, you're feeling grateful for life. You're feeling gratitude towards life. So after you have accepted the problems and then you are detached from the problems and you are feeling grateful. So in the third stage, when you are feeling grateful, that simply means you are no more complaining. Feeling grateful means three things. First, no complaints. Second, no comparison. Third, no judgment. When there is no complaints, when there is no comparison, when there is no judgment, naturally you feel grateful. In that space, your inner voice will tell you, your intuition will tell you what is the lesson you need to learn. Along with that, you will have divine grace to quickly learn the lessons. Okay. And magically you will come out of that challenge. It's no more a challenge because you have learned that lesson. You will come out of it magically. So, in the first stage, with more and more acceptance, the more and more you will come out of the fear. The first stage, there is a lot of fears. What will happen? The future is uncertain. I have certain financial challenges. I have certain relationship challenges. And the future is uncertain. There are many challenges. The first stage is accept. So, with more and more acceptance, more and more trust comes. And the more and more trust when it comes to your life, more and more you're going far away from the intensity of the fear reduces. Again, in the first stage, again you need a lot of good karmas. Like you need a grace. See, grace is very important in all the three stages. So grace simply means that you have a divine energy around you. That is all grace means. Grace means you are surrounded by a divine light. You are taken care by the divine light. You are protected by the divine light. And that light is not the light from outside. That is where the misunderstanding comes. When I say you are protected by the divine light, people think immediately, oh, some angel is coming and protecting me. Some masters are coming and protecting me. No. That divine light is your own light. Your own good karmas. Your own dharma. Or in other words, when you do good karmas, when you take care of others, when you help others, when you have all the good intentions, when you are pure inside, simple understanding, when you are pure in your heart, there is a light which radiates from within you, and that light protects you. That is what I call it as grace. It is the light of your own heart, which is the grace. When your heart is pure, naturally you are surrounded by that light, the divine face. It is like in Mahabharata, we have a character, Karna. Whenever there is any threat, then the Kavacha comes naturally. He is born with that. Why is he born with that? Because he has done so much of good karmas in his past lives. He has done so much of sadhana. So he got it as a gift by birth. So whenever his life is in threat, the Kavacha comes. The Kavacha means the golden shield. Without he asking for it, it comes naturally. So that character is to symbolically say that, yes, we all have our own golden shields. So, my dear friends, what matters the most? What matters the most is you being pure, transparent, honest, authentic. And when you are in that space, then you are willing to face all the challenges. You have the energy to face the challenges because you need certain confidence to face the challenges also, right? Yes, fears are there, but how to face the fears? You need certain confidence. You need certain energy. You need a certain support. So who will give that support? Your own inner light will give you that support. And when, yes, your own inner light will help you to face the challenges, but you have external forces also. You have external light, you have your astral masters, you have your spirit guides. Yes, they are there. They will help you only when you are eligible. So, what is that eligibility? You should have punya in your account. You should have good karmas in your account. When you have punya, when you have good karmas in your account, then you become eligible to receive their help. They are waiting. When you're eligible, they will come on their own. See, this is the beauty. In all the emergency situations, they will come on their own to help you. So, this is the external help. But for the external help also, you need to have the punya. So, when you do your dharma, when you keep on doing your dharma, then naturally your inner light blossoms, glows, expands, and you become eligible to receive the outer also. Because the moment you have this inner light vibrant, then frequency attracts frequency, then you become eligible to receive all the light from outside also. Okay. See, I can say from my own life experience, my life is in a way magical, very magical. Right from my childhood, my life is very magical. Outsiders say that, oh, you have so much grace, and there are some people who are very psychic. They can see the beings around. So when I was in Australia, so I met so many psychics. I didn't go and meet them in particular, but I happened to make friendships with them. And consistently, there were many psychics who said, oh, how blessed you are. Normally, people will have one spirit guide, but you have three, four spirit guides around you all the time. It's very rare to see how blessed you are. You have many invisible forces supporting you, working with you. At the time, I used to listen and say, okay, are there many people? Okay, that's fine. That's good. But what is the logic behind it? Am I a special person to have many spirit guides around me? I'm not a special person. I'm a very normal person. A very normal person. Then why so many spirit guides around me all the time? Because according to the spiritual law, what you deserve, you get it. So I'm no spiritual person. But whatever I think, whatever I work in this lifetime, I don't focus on myself. I always think about doing good to others. I always think of learning. In whatever the challenging situation I am in, my immediate focus is, oh, what is the lesson I can learn? And in whatever the situation I am in, my immediate focus is, okay, how can I serve others? How can I serve the humanity? So it is my own thought process, it is my own intentions, it is my own efforts which attracted them. I never asked for them. The crystal came on its own to me. I never asked for it. One of the most powerful crystals on the planet Earth, it came on its own. I never asked for it. I'm born in such a loving family. My mother is highly spiritual, well taken care, gifted, financially abundant, health wise, good, surrounded by all the loved beings. Everything is good. It's all the grace because I have done my dharma in my past lives. I would have done so much punya in my past life. So I got it in this lifetime. It is the same formula for everybody, my dear friends. It is the same formula for everybody. What you deserve, you get it. So again, every gift comes with a responsibility. Every gift comes with a responsibility. So you have to handle the gifts also very carefully. So that's why in this lifetime I never sought out any gifts, any siddhis. But it came on its own. Certain gifts came on its own. But I know it has come as a test for me. Because the final stage of learning is mastery. So certain siddhis have come to test my mastery. So I can speak out of my own experience that only you alone can help yourself. This is the very fundamental truth. I want everybody to write down in bold letters. You create your own reality. In Krishna's words, it is your own sadhana which will help you to be a yogi. After giving the Gita directly to Arjuna one on one, finally Arjuna asked, "What do you want me to do now?" Krishna simply said, "Whatever you feel like doing, you do." Krishna gave the Gita, Gyan, but he never directed what to do. He said, "Whatever you feel like doing, you do." Yada ichchasi tada kuru. No real master will come and help you directly. The real master can guide you, but he will not give you solutions. He will speak the truth and he will say, "Okay, whatever you feel like doing, you do." So in spirituality, there are very few people who follow this truth of the highest order. So I will say this is the truth of the highest order. You create your own reality, or apo deepo bhava, or only you can help yourself. I think something has happened. Just a minute. Somebody has started a whiteboard. How do I close it? Yeah, I should lock it. There's new settings in Zoom. But he has opened the whiteboard. Okay, so this is the truth of the highest order. Only you can help yourself, or only through your own efforts you can be an enlightened person, or you can seek mukti or moksha with your own efforts, or you can be in bandha, you can be in attachments, you can be in suffering. That is also, it's in your own hands. You can do what you want. So this is the highest truth. But there are very few people who will speak this kind of truth. Or, in other words, there are only few students who can understand this truth. Majority, they like the guru to take care of them. Majority, they want some magic to happen. People have this very funny expectations from the teachers. Very funny expectations they will have from the teachers. Sometimes they'll say, "Okay, if I'm traveling with this teacher, then I'll get enlightened. I make a trip with this teacher to Ladakh, then I'll get enlightened. Or I'll make a trip to Egypt pyramids in Giza. In Giza pyramid, I will meditate. My third eye will open. I will get enlightened." People have this very funny expectations. Or there is some more interesting expectations like, if I follow this teacher, this will be my last lifetime. I know that. This is all very funny expectations. But this is the kind of students who are seeking or flocking. Some people are very interesting. That is, say, okay, I pay more donation, then I get enlightened. So that means they're trying to buy enlightenment with money. No, this is not going to happen. It is your own hard work. See, the teacher will have his own lessons. The teacher has its own journey. He has his own lessons. You have your own journey. You have your own lessons. Learn from the teacher, but don't put the teacher on the pedestal. This is very important. Learn from the teacher, but don't put the teacher on the pedestal. If you put the teacher on the pedestal, you know what happens? You will always remain a student. You will never become a master. You will always be a follower. You will never be a master. Because you are looking up to somebody. So when you put somebody in the pedestal, there are two things. One, you make another person something more than you. And number two, you put yourself down. So when you're putting yourself down, then how can you become a master? There is a possibility of enlightenment. So learn from everybody. Don't get identified with one teacher. Learn from many, many teachers. There are so many teachers who can teach you. When I say teachers, it can be children also, it can be animals also, it can be birds also, it can be your situations also. Learn from life itself is a great teacher. Learn from life, learn from others' life, learn from others' experiences. You learn from your own experiences and you learn from others' experiences. When you have that fire within you, when you have the fire within you that I want to learn, I want to grow, I want to be a better person, I want to be a better version of myself. When you have that fire within you, then that fire will help you to learn from everybody. Then you are a scientific person. You have the scientific temper. So, again, let us recap. The first point is you have to be in the acceptance mode. The second is you are detached. You are in the detachment mode. The third is you are in the mode of surrender. So, first is acceptance. Second is detachment. The third is surrender. Surrender simply means you do your best and leave the rest. That's all. When you do your best and leave the rest, you are in the mode of surrender. First, you have to take charge. First, you take charge, do your best, and then leave it to the divine. You surrender. Because what we think about life, what we think about ourselves is from a limited perspective. So do your best and leave the rest. Let the divine forces support you. First, you do your best. Then let the divine forces support you. If you don't do your best, then the divine forces will never support you. No way. But when you do your best, then naturally you become eligible to receive the divine grace, the support from outside. So this is how you learn the soul lessons one by one, one by one, one by one. You keep learning. Very simple. And the most important is while you are learning the lessons, the most important is you are in the non-complaining. You are in the non-judgmental mode. You are in the non-comparison mode. So whenever you are in the non-complaining, non-judgmental mode, non-comparison mode, then naturally you become the most eligible candidate to master your lesson, to learn your lesson and to master your lesson. Okay. So with this, I'll take some questions. Maybe with questions we can fine tune our understanding. Some people they're asking, sir, you're growing beard. Is something wrong with your life? Well, see, this is very simple. I'm a normal person. I never grow beard in my life. So a strange thought came. I want to see myself how it is to be with the beard. And that's all. And to be with the beard is natural. To shave is artificial. So I want to see myself in a natural way to see how it is. That's all. Don't read too much into it. Okay. Right. You can ask the questions. Manikiran.
Actually, you are looking very good. I wanted to compliment you with your new look.
Oh, thank you, madam.
Okay. As far as today's lesson seems to be, it is applying for me. Every bit of it is, it feel like you are teaching me. I'm having problem. I'm being transparent. I'm trying my best, but just like some attachment is problem, and also some negative thoughts, irrespective of my effort, I still get some, judgmental. That is my issue right now. I'm working on it, but it's becoming a challenge.
Okay. Which place you are from?
Oh, I
Which
am
place are you speaking?
from Maryland, USA.
Okay, Maryland. Because I think you came before and asked a question. So it is not for me, it's more for the audience. We get to introduce I'm so and so from this place.
Sorry, yeah.
It's a simple introduction. Um, yes, you rightly said that you are going through, things are, but you falter on the way you falter. So the most important thing is while we are learning, we do make mistakes. Okay. So imagine a student, a fifth grade student or a seventh grade student, is learning mathematics. Do you think he will learn problem solving the very first attempt? No. He will make many, many mistakes. He will not get solutions. He will make one mistake after the other mistakes. So that's why in mathematics there is a fair work column and a rough work column. If you see the mathematics book, normally there is a rough work column also. So you are free to do any number of trial and errors in the rough work column. And once you are sorted out with many trial and error, then you do it in the fair work. So it is the same with life also. Sometimes people know that it is a tamoguna dosha. They want to come out of it, but sometimes they falter. So the most important thing is it is very normal to falter. It is very normal to do mistakes. But all the time, you pull yourself up saying that, okay, fine, I'm doing the mistake. That means this is the area I need to learn. So this is the area I need to focus on. So the area where you make more number of mistakes, that is the area you need to focus on and give more focus and attention. So that itself is enough joy that you have realized that is the area you need to work on.
Definitely.
Yeah. And it's a work in progress. It takes lifetimes. It takes lifetimes. See, at least you are aware that you are faltering in certain areas. But there are many, many, many people who don't know where they are faltering. So you are progressing. In the first stage, you identify that, okay, this is the area I need to work on. And then in the second stage, you make efforts. Again and again, you make efforts. It is in the second stage, the teacher plays an important role. It is in the second stage, when you listen to the teacher's audio, or when you attend a workshop, or when you read a book, it is a second stage which says that it's okay, move forward. The teacher will say, it's okay, move forward. The teacher will give you the hope. It's okay, you can do it, do it. That very words, you can do it. That very motivation helps you to quickly learn that lesson. Or else you go into a great confusion. Because spiritually, you know many things. Theoretically, you know many things, but practically, you are faltering. So it gets into a depression.
Correct.
It's called spiritual depression. So this is where the books, the teachers, and the Sajjana Sangatyam play a very important role. I myself do mistakes. See, we do the mistakes in the department where we need to learn lessons. What we have perfected will be perfect. We'll never do any mistakes. But in the area that this is the current lesson I'm learning, so in that area, in that field, sometimes we do mistakes. It is okay, and that is more of a confirmation that this is the area I need to work on. The success is not whether you learn the lesson or not. That is not. Many people, they have a wrong understanding of the definition of what is success. Success doesn't mean that you achieve something. Success simply means that you don't give up. When you don't give up on your learning, that is itself is success. When you don't give up, eventually you will become successful. right? So the very definition of success is you don't give up. So you are in the right path. Don't be worried.
Thank you. So I can do it.
Of course you can do it. If I can do it, you can also do it.
Thank you.
Yeah. So it is through mistakes we learn the lessons. So don't be worried. Don't be concerned. Do your best. That's all. Always do your best. And that's why, the Sajjana Sangatyam always helps you to motivate. Because it motivates you, because in Sajjana Sangatyam, you hear to the stories of others, how they succeeded in spite of all the challenges, in spite of all the pitfalls, in spite of all the laziness, how they overcome their tamoguna, how they overcome their rajoguna, how they overcome their sattvika doshas also, how they entered into sutta sattvika uh, gunas, how they entered into nirgunas. When you listen to all the stories, when you read all the enlightened masters' journeys and stories, you will understand that, okay, it is okay to do mistakes because everybody learns from mistakes. So that becomes an inspiration. So that's why it is important you learn the books of all the masters. Then that motivates you to go for it.
Thank you.
So the answer is very simple. As long as you don't give up, you are successful. And it is very normal to falter. So be compassionate to yourself. Again, remember, if your compassion doesn't include yourself, it is incomplete. So be compassionate to yourself. Be compassionate to your own learning process. Okay.
Thank you.
So next one. Saundarya Lakshmi.
I'm Saundarya from Mysore. So
your voice is not audible, madam. Can you come again? Can you be a little louder?
So am I audible now? Is it
okay,
better?
Little better. I think you have to raise your voice or adjust the mic or something.
Okay. So I'm from Mysore. So my question is about the lesson life is trying to teach me, right? So I feel at this point of time, my life is trying to teach me to learn the art of letting go, which I'm unable to learn actually. I see that I'm finding it very, very hard to let go of whatever I'm trying to let go, right? But uh, I don't know how to do that. I tried acceptance, I tried detachment. At some point, it feels like, yes, like it's done. Like, I'm there. I have let go of the things. But again, I see it comes out with a greater force later on. So, like, I just need some guidance on how to let go of things.
Okay. Okay. So let go, in other words, means you are detached. Let go comes from detachment. Before let go comes detachment. Okay. So you are asking a question, and now how do you learn the lesson of letting go? Right. It's very simple. In fact, it's very, very simple. If you don't focus on letting go, don't focus on letting go, don't focus on detachment, focus on consequences. Your focus should be only on consequences. If you're not detached, if you're not in the space of letting go, what are the consequences? So focus on the consequences. So when you focus on the consequences, very naturally, you will be guided from within to let go. Because the consequences are very clear. When you don't let go, you will suffer. When you don't let go, suffering is inevitable. So you will see that if I didn't let go, I am the person who is going to suffer. I don't want to suffer. Then the inner question comes, oh, I don't want to suffer. If you don't want to suffer, then let go. So focus on the consequences. But there are certain attachments, as I said, why people are not willing to let go, because they feel insecure. They feel a little shaken. They feel terrified. So focus on the consequences. Then naturally, you are in a space to let go. It is the understanding of the consequences which will enlighten.
Yeah. I sometimes I feel like I have thought about this also, like the consequences part. But sometimes I feel like intellectually I understand that what are the consequences, but somewhere from a deeper space, I'm just not able to release something, I don't know really how to do that, because it's all internal, it's not something physical, right? So I'm finding it very hard.
Again, sometimes we think that the lesson to learn is letting go, but sometimes the lesson to learn might be self-love or self-acceptance. Sometimes we have multiple lessons all intertwined. So I would say that you say that there is a deeper feeling which is not letting that happen. So in other words, it is called self-sabotage. You know the consequences, but still you want to do the same thing. So that is a self-sabotage. So there are multiple layers into it. The answer is very simple. You take responsibility. You have all the freedom to do whatever you want to do. You have the freedom to not to let go and don't change anything from within. Then the outer will be the same. You want a different outer, then you change the inner. When you change the inner, the outer changes. But don't complain. You accept, you don't want to change, then accept it, then face the consequences with a smile on your face. Then don't complain, no complaints, no judgments, nothing. So you don't want to change from within, then accept the outer. You want something new in the outer, then change within. Choice is yours. But whatever you do it with clarity. Okay? Yeah. All right. So the next one is Prashanti.
Hello, sir. I'm Prashanti from USA. So we are constantly required to take decisions and actions, and we will be held responsible for those actions and decisions, right? So how do we play the role and also at the same time be detached?
That is the art of living. So the art of living, you will learn the art of living the more and more you practice meditation, the more and more you read spiritual books, the more and more you are implementing whatever you learn in your day to day life, in your practical life, you will learn that art of living. It seems theoretically, it seems to be very challenging. But once you are into that, once you put your hands on it, and once you practically start doing meditation, one step at a time, you allocate certain time every day for doing meditation, you allocate every certain time for reading books, you allocate certain time for sajjana sangatyam, you allocate certain time for doing service to others, helping others, then naturally you will get into the art of it. So it is like this. I'll give you an example. You don't know swimming. It's too complicated, whether to move the hands, whether to move the legs, whether to move the first hand or whether to move the second hand, the legs and other things. There's too much of confusion. You don't know swimming. So if you think too much, you can never learn swimming. The best way is to jump. Just jump in the ocean. Similarly, you put it into practice. When you put it into practice, naturally you will learn. Okay. Don't think too much theoretically. The theory part, use it only for understanding, not for analysis and thinking. If you think too much, then it will end up in confusion. Understand the theory part, jump. Okay. That's all I
Sir,
can say. What else I can say? Just jump. Because all the successful people are the people who have jumped. They jumped in the ocean, spiritual ocean. When I mean ocean means spiritual ocean, the ocean of spirituality. Just jump into it. You will succeed.
sir, what does it mean by doing our best?
Do
Is it
your
like
best. Yeah, go ahead.
Whatever we feel is the right thing to do, is it?
Okay, so doing your best simply means, I'll give you a scenario. You want to read a book. You decided to read a book, but there are so much distraction, right? So do your best. In spite of all the distractions, you do your best to complete the book. Sometimes an emergency comes. So that time you cannot continue reading the book. So that emergency is not in your hand, but you have done your best. Until the emergency comes, you have let go of all the distractions and you are focused. So do your best simply means you are focused. You are totally focused. Your attention is there. Where your attention goes, your energy goes there. So doing your best means you are totally focused. You are totally focused on what you want to do. When you're totally focused on what you want to do, that means you're doing your best. You are not getting scattered. You are not scattered in 10 different directions. You are totally focused. Your 100% energy is focused in one particular area. That means you are doing best in that area. Got it?
Yeah. Sir, just one last question, sir. Sir, does self-love mean not needing anybody's love or attention of anybody? Is that what self-love means?
Self love simply means you are happy by yourself. Self love simply means you are complete by yourself.
Okay.
Self love simply means you don't need another person to complete you. You are complete by yourself. But when another person comes in your life, you are happy. You are celebrating the companionship. You are celebrating the friendship. You are celebrating the relationship. But if the other person moves away, you are not shaken. Of course,
Okay.
in that moment, you might be a little sad. That's okay. But you are not deeply shaken. You are having your own strength to live your life. You are having your own strength to be totally independent or to be
Okay.
totally dependent on yourself. That is self love. Self love means you are not dependent on others for your happiness or feeling fulfillment or feeling complete. You can enjoy the other's companionship, absolutely fine, but you're not dependent on them for your happiness. You're not dependent on them because you feel incomplete. That is self love.
Okay.
So now you are in the stage two to understand theoretically what is self love. So in the stage three, have this as a litmus test. Am I happy in myself? Completely, am I completely happy within me, or my happiness is on somebody else? If your happiness depends on somebody else, then there is no self love. But if your happiness is within you complete, but you enjoy all the others' companionship, you enjoy all the others' friendship, then you are totally in self love. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir.
Yes. All right. So we'll take the final two questions. Okay. So Madhavi has become our ambassador, where she has always a question to ask in every session. Yes, madam.
So can you hear me? Hello, sir. Good afternoon.
Yes, you are Madhavi from Germany.
Yeah, I'm from yeah, exactly. Thank you so much for the session, sir. It is wonderful and a very beautiful. And this time you were very, very funny about the gurus. If I be with you, then I get enlightenment. And if I go with you, that is really a very, very funny part. So one thing which I wanted to learn a little bit more about is you said that be kind to yourself. Yeah, that's true. And be compassionate to yourself. Sir, can you give me an example on that? Like to be more compassionate before I do the things compassionately.
Okay. So
Be
for
kind to
example, you
myself.
did it.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's
For
only concern.
example,
Yes.
you did a mistake.
Huh.
So you did a mistake, but you are not hard on yourself. You are not hard on yourself. You are not too critical on yourself. You are not too judgmental of yourself. You immediately say, it's okay. That's fine. I will not do the mistake again. I learn from the mistake. I'll move on. That's okay. So that is being compassionate to yourself. Or in other words, I give another example. You want to finish the task. You want to finish a certain task, and your body is feeling tired. So when your body is feeling tired, you say, okay, my mind wants to finish the task, but my body is tired. So let me rest and do tomorrow. There's always a tomorrow. Why to rush? There is always a tomorrow. So today, let me take rest. Because your physical body demands rest. So then you don't drag your physical body to finish the task. It is not an emergency. I can do it tomorrow also. So I'll do it tomorrow. Today I'll take rest. So that is again being kind to yourself, being compassionate to yourself.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Sir.
So at any given point of time, in any given situation, you forgive yourself. You are friendly to yourself. You are like, if your daughter does a mistake, what will you do? And no, she doesn't know it's a mistake. She did a mistake. So what will you do? You will say that it's okay. Next time you don't do it. Right? The same thing you should be able to do it to yourself.
So it's not that easy, sir. Yeah, because for example,
the moment
I did a mistake.
The moment you say it is not easy, then you are making yourself complicated.
Sir, I'll give you an example. Unknowingly or knowingly, I might have killed an animal in the car. And then I try to compassionate myself. I try to be kind and I compromise myself. It's okay. It has come all the way. You tried your best, but that will not sometimes give me the answer saying that it's okay, Madhavi. So that the time I'm really, really sad because I've done that mistake. Unknowingly, yeah, knowingly, that's a different story, but unknowingly that has happened and I've seen that. And it's very difficult to come out of that situation.
Yeah. So that gives an enough choice. See, you are feeling pain at that moment. For example, the same example you have given, that you are driving a car and a bird or animal has come and it is an accident has happened. And you feel so sad. But in spite of it, you say, it's okay. But you can compensate. Okay, I'll do something good. How can I compensate? I'll do more good things to others. I'll do my best to serve others. Okay, maybe I will help more animals, or maybe I will do some good things. So you doing service compensates all the feeling bad factors. Okay. So that is how you compensate, because unknowingly when we are walking, we kill so many insects, we kill so many ants. When we are driving the car, there's so many living beings which are getting killed, but it is not in our intention. But it happens. So how do you compensate? Do more good karmas. So when you do more good karmas, that helps you to feel good that you are doing your best.
Yes, sir. I got understood, okay. Sir. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes. So next.
I think we have a couple of questions also on YouTube. So shall I read it?
Okay. Neelimaji, you can come on the video.
Okay. I think my video was not working, though I have. So let me read it, sir.
Okay.
Just 1 second. So the question is, could you explain more in order to address, okay, the question started like he's getting stressed when he focus on the breathing. So when he focus on the breathing, like sometimes he even become a bit breathless sometimes and lose the breathing rhythm. So how to change it?
First, relax. Relax and don't focus on the breath. Witness the breath in a relaxed space. The breath is already happening. So sit back, relax, totally relax, and just be a witness to the breath which is already happening from a space of relaxed, in a space of sukhasana. Sukhasana means you are sitting relaxed. Sukha pranayama means the breath is already happening. natural breath. So don't concentrate on it, don't focus on it, just witness it from a relaxed space. That is how meditation happens. The more you are relaxed, the more easily you get into meditative state.
Thank you. Thank you, sir, for answering.
Next. I thought you have 2 questions, no?
Yes, yes. So one more question is, do we meet our loved ones in astral world?
You will meet all your loved ones in your astral world. All your loved ones will be waiting there. They will be waiting there. But whether you will be able to see them or not, that is a question. Okay. So the simple answer is yes, you will be able to meet all your loved ones in the astral worlds. Okay.
Wonderful. But sir, on the other hand, we have actually a lot of questions on the chat. So masters, we would like to address the questions which are on YouTube, and is the best chance for you to come and interact with sir when you are on Zoom, because not everyone can join. We have a limited capacity. So if anyone have the questions, so kindly switch on your cameras and kindly raise your hand. So yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Okay. So we will conclude. Okay. Vimi.
Namaste, namaste. I am Vimi from London, and very nice coming to your sessions on YouTube. I was very happy last week when I started seeing your videos. Thank you so much. Today you spoke a bit about the guru and shishya. Can I know how important is it to have a guru? Because before watching your videos, I was very much into how to get into yoga. And I read on Kriya Yoga, and they say how important it is to have a guru, and you can't do it without a guru. But when I listen to you, it is like everything is to do with ourselves. Is it important to have a guru still, or how? What is your opinion on that? Thank you.
Okay. It is very, very important. It is very, very important to have sincerity and seriousness. So the very word guru is a Sanskrit word. Guru means the one who has guri. Guri means focus, attention, or sincerity. It's all synonymous. The word guru comes from guri. Guri means focus, or attention, or sincerity. So any person with focus, any person with deep focus, any person with pure intent, any person with sincerity, that quality is his guru. If you're sincere to learn something, you will definitely attract the people who will teach you that. So that's why there is a saying, when the student is ready, the teacher appears. So you are sincere. So when you have that sincerity within you, when you have that focus, when you have that longing to learn something, the universe will send you the right person. You attract it. So it is the student who attracts the teacher, or it is your own sincerity which attracts the right teacher. If you are sincere to learn the truth of the highest order, you will attract the teacher who can teach you the truth of the highest order. Or if your sincerity is only to hook or crook through shortcut, you want to learn something, learn enlightenment, then you will attract that kind of a teacher who will take you for a ride, who will spin you left and right for lifetimes. Frequency attracts frequency. Some people, they say that, oh, this guru has come in my life and I trusted him my whole life and he has ruined my life. So they blame on others. But they fail to understand that it is you who have attracted that person. Frequency attracts frequency. If your sincerity is pure, if your intentions are pure, then there is no way you would have attracted that person. So, yes, a guru is very, very important. When I say guru, that simply means your own sincerity. So, replace the word guru with sincerity, you will have all the answers.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, your sincerity is very important. So Guru is important means your sincerity is important. When you are sincere, then your sincerity attracts the right person. So when the student is ready, the teacher appears. And it is very, very important to have a guru. In other words, it is very, very important to have sincerity. Okay.
Thank you. And I just have one more question. You said earlier, whatever we ask, we'll get. Like we know, if we are sincere, so we sincerely ask for something. But Krishna also says in the Gita, you have to raise above everything. Like, for example, there are 3 gunas, and we have to be nirgun. So, how do we? Is it? I know it's like we are still at a learning stage. Through meditation, can we get to a place where we don't have anything to ask, and we just for example, even if we don't ask for ourselves, but if we have children and we have somebody in trouble, somebody who needs help, then we do ask God, to help the person. So hopefully we don't have to ask for ourselves. But is it like, how do we really not ask for anything, like get to a stage where we are in the nirgun stage? Thank you.
See, truth is paradoxical. So Krishna in Bhagavad Gita has spoken different things in different situations. Sometimes it is conflicting. People think it is conflicting, but it is not conflicting. So the answers he gave depends on the person, depends on the time, depends on the situation. So coming back to your question, so the reason why I said about Krishna is only a meditator can understand what Krishna is saying in Bhagavad Gita. If you do meditation and read Bhagavad Gita, you will understand the true essence. But if you're not meditator and you read Bhagavad Gita, it appears like confusing. So coming back to your question, it is paradoxical. It is paradoxical, right? Sometimes we seek things, but again, we have to let go. So nirguni means, like, you are beyond all the gunas. You are like just a transparent, you just accept whatever happens. It's lila, it's all divinity, it's all perfect. But when you're in the family, when you're in the body, flesh and muscles, blood is thicker than water, correct? All the theoretical knowledge you get in this class, it goes in the air, it flies in the air. When you are when your loved ones are going through a major challenge. Again, that's why I said it is paradoxical. It is very natural, like, if your loved ones are going through any challenging things, it is very natural that your whole being gets shaken. It is very natural. It is perfect. But you have to understand that, you have a bodily relationship or you have an emotional relationship. You tend to react. That is okay. Reacting for few minutes is perfectly fine. But then, in spite of that initial pain, in spite of that initial trauma, you are able to see from a bigger space. That is the quality of a nirguni. A nirguni doesn't mean he doesn't have any emotions, he doesn't have any attachments. No, he has all the attachments, he has all the emotions. But in spite of that attachments, he is able to pull himself up and able to see from a bigger space. He is a nirguni. Even it is like enlightened masters. They know that there is no death. They know that they are not the body. But when the death approaches, for a few seconds, they will be shaken. Even enlightened masters who know that there is no death, they will be shaken for a few seconds when the death approaches, because they've been used to living in the body for a long time. It is not the fear of the soul, it is the fear of the body. Okay. So when you understand this, the body has its certain own attachments. Your emotions have its own limitations. When you understand all those things, then you are a compassionate being. You going through your emotional attachments. So, for example, I'll give an example. When your loved one passed away, You know there is no death, but your loved one passed away. But suddenly the tears comes. You cry. You cry for 10 minutes, 15 minutes. It's perfectly fine. It doesn't mean you're not enlightened. No, you're enlightened. It's okay. You're crying for 20 minutes. It's okay. But you're crying for 2 days. Then there is something. Then you are ignorant. That means you don't understand the bigger picture. 20 minutes, you're feeling sad and emotional. It's okay. But more than 20 minutes, that means you don't know the truth. You got it, madam?
Dhanyavad. Thank you very much for the beautiful explanation. Thank you.
We'll take the last question. Rajendra ji.
Hi, sir.
Yeah. Hello, sir.
Good evening, sir. Always good to talk to you.
Yes, sir.
Sir, I
Where
wanted
you're
to ask
from?
the same question.
Yes, sir. Where you're from?
I'm from Ahmedabad, Gujarat. Sorry.
Yes. Go ahead, sir.
Rajendra Vadera from Ahmedabad, Gujarat. And I am GST consultant. Sir, just now we were discussing about enlightened masters. Just I wanted to know how to know that a particular person is enlightened or not. And exactly what happens at the time of enlightenment. And what are the characteristics of an enlightened person? That's what I wanted to know.
Unless you are enlightened, there is no way you can say who is enlightened, who is not.
Okay.
So, how do you know that a cricket player is a great cricket player? When you know cricket, then you can say the other player is a great player. But if you don't know how to play cricket, then you cannot say, you cannot predict. So, how do you say that whether the other person is enlightened or not? It's not so easy. But when you yourself are enlightened to a certain degree, when you yourself are enlightened to a certain basic degree, then you'll be able to pick up the vibes. You will be able to feel in your heart that, see, you are least bothered whether the other person is enlightened or not. Okay. But the only concern is, your concern is, can I learn something from this person or not? That's your only concern. Yes or no? Whether the other person is enlightened or not, who cares? Our only concern is there something I can learn from that person? That's the only question you should ask. So, when you yourself are enlightened to a certain degree, then your inner voice will say that, yes, there is something I can learn from that person. So that's the way you go with your gut feeling, you go with your inner feeling. Sometimes the teacher might be enlightened, but the student is not sincere. So the student cannot identify the enlightened master because the student is not ready. Okay. So it can be in either both the cases. So the simple answer is, go with your inner feeling. If your inner feeling says, yes, I can learn something from that person, then you learn from that person. Again, replace the word guru with expert. Okay. You are going to that person to learn his expertise. That's all. You go to a physics teacher to learn the physics because he's an expert in physics. So you learn physics. But he might be poor in mathematics. It doesn't matter. But he's expert in physics, so you learn physics. So an enlightened master doesn't mean he's perfect in all, but he's perfect in certain areas. So you learn his expertise. See, in the Western world, generally in the Western world, people ignore their personal life. They will see what content they have. They will see their expertise. They will see what capabilities they have. So they will focus on that capabilities. They ignore their personal life. But in the Eastern world, for example, in India, their focus is on the personal life. They don't focus on the expertise. They focus on the personal life. So, which is not right. So I would say, based on the appearance of the person, based on the personal life of the person, you cannot judge the person. Go for the quality, what quality the person has, what expertise the person has. You feel like there is something you can learn from that person, then go for it. Don't get carried away by, the appearances or the positions or the titles. Don't get carried away by the titles or the appearances or all those things. Look for what expertise the person has. And you want to learn the expertise, then be obedient, be humble, then the teacher is happy to teach you everything. If you're not humble, if you're not obedient, then you cannot learn anything from the teacher.
Sir, I wanted to know is exactly what happens at the time of enlightenment. Any experience come? Exactly what happened?
I let you experience it. I let you experience it. Why to destroy that climax? If I tell you the climax, then the climax is no more the interesting climax. Then I'm ruining the movie. Right. So it is something which has to be experienced. It can never be explained. So you have to understand that it can never be explained. Whatever I might put in words, it is still incomplete. So
And
that which cannot be explained and that which can only be experienced is called enlightenment. The definition, the quality of enlightenment, is that which can never be explained, but which can only be experienced.
But sir, I wanted to ask you, the person who is getting enlightenment.
Oh, you went on the mute. You went on the mute, sir.
Oh, sorry. What I wanted to ask you is, when enlightenment comes, that person who is getting enlightenment, would he come to know that he's enlightened now, or?
I think you are going on the mute again and again. Sir, I would say a simple thing. Throw the enlightenment in the rubbish bin. Don't focus on enlightenment. Focus on being a better version of yourself. Focus on being happy. Focus on being contented. Focus only on that. Don't focus on enlightenment. Again, it becomes a mind game. The more you are focused on enlightenment, the more you are stuck in the mind game. Let go of the desire of enlightenment also. Who cares? Be least bothered about enlightenment. Your only concern should be being a better version of yourself. Your only concern should be to be a happy person, to be a complete person, to be a contented person, to live a happy life. That should be your only focus. Don't focus on enlightenment. Enlightenment comes automatically. And once you have realized that you have certain contentment in life, certain completeness in life, then you can say that, yes, I'm in light. I'm no more in darkness. I know what life is. I'm enjoying my life. That's a very simple understanding of enlightenment. Enlightenment simply means you are a happy person in spite of all the challenges. In spite of all the situations, you are a happy person. You are a complete person. That is enlightenment.
That is already there, sir. In me, I feel. So.
Then celebrate life, sir. Not to be concerned, celebrate life.
Okay. Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. So we'll take the final two questions, then we'll close this session. Yes.
Thank you, sir. I'm from Vietnam. I'm Ngọc Anh. My question is, I'm a classical yoga teacher, and I realized that my soul has a tendency to help others, and I have trouble setting like clear boundaries for myself. So how do I make sure that I nurture myself correctly while taking care of my student? For example, I have a very depressed student for 2 years, and it's very hard to just let her depend on me energetically. And I wish to detach from her and help her by asking her to meditate and realize the lesson, but I realized I cannot interfere with the learning process anymore. She has to stand on her own. So how to maintain that kind of healthy boundary while you help your student?
You have to set the boundaries, and you have to speak out your boundaries. First, setting the boundaries is very important. And speaking out your boundaries is also very important. You say no means no. You say, I'm not here to pamper you. I'm not here to help you. You help yourself. I'm here only to guide you. That's all. So set the boundaries and speak the boundaries. Because you know that you cannot help the other person, even if you want to help the other person. You know very well you cannot help. So speak out the truth. So I'll tell you once, Patriji, he told that there was one person who said, "Sir, you can help me, sir. Please help me, sir." Then he was like, "Are Baba, I cannot help my own brother. I cannot help my own mother. My mother was sick. She was on the deathbed. I cannot help my own mother. I cannot help any of my family members. Do you think I can help you? Only you have to help yourself. Go, don't be stupid." So these are the words he has spoken. But it is unfortunate and it is funny that there are many people who heard his teachings, who spent time with him, but they still believe that, yes, he is in the astral world, he will take care of me. He will take care of me, and he will make sure everything is fine. So the whole life he has taught to be independent. The whole life his teachings is to be a master. So he spoke the truth all the time. But it is unfortunate that if any time the master vacates the body, all the people who are not so sincere, they will distort the truth. So you said you are a yoga teacher. So you speak your truth. You say that I am here to teach you Hatha Yoga. But Raja Yoga, only you have to practice. And don't be dependent on me, because I cannot help you. So speak the truth very clearly. So when you're speaking the truth very clearly, then you are doing your duty as a teacher. Set the boundaries and speak the truth. Okay.
Yes. Can I ask to? Can you help me elaborate if my understanding is true? I understand that whatever student is coming is the universe sending me, and it's not my choice, right?
Yes. You didn't ask for the student to come. The student has come on its own. So it is in the design that the student has come to you. For what? For what reason? So that the student can listen the truth from you. So it is the plan, it is in the design that certain people come to you. But it is your duty that you don't become emotionally attached to them. At the same time, you stick on to the truth and you speak the truth. Because you know that you cannot do anything else. You can only motivate them. You cannot help them. You can only motivate them. So do your best and leave the rest. So sometimes the teacher has to be harsh. Sometimes the teacher has to be harsh. That is part of the duty, that is part of the job of the teacher.
Yes.
Okay.
Can I ask final one? I realized that me being an empath is a very dangerous path.
See, as long as you know that you are an empath, that is fine. You know that you are an empath, and you know that you are sensitive to others' emotions, you get affected by others' emotions. As long as you are aware of it, then you know what to do about it. So being aware of it is enough to take care of it.
Like your heart will know what to do in certain times.
Yes. So you being an empath, your focus is not to carry away with others' opinions, not to get carried away with others' feelings and emotions. You take your strong ground. You be firm with what you feel. with what you feel deeply, you be firm. But the problem with the empath is they get impacted. Emotionally, they are impacted with others' thoughts and others' emotions. So sometimes they get confused whether it is their feeling or others' feeling. So that's why I said, as long as you are aware that you have this personality, being an empath, then you don't take emotional decisions. Take time, take a break, take time. Be complete within yourself, be in a certain isolation, feel your own energies. And in that own space, what you feel like doing, you do it. Don't make impulsive decisions, don't make emotional decisions. That's how you save yourself. That's how you will do the right things.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Grateful.
Thank you. So we'll take this last question.
Good evening, sir.
Yes,
I have
madam.
a question that I have a question that
Will you
related
introduce
to
yourself,
my.
madam?
I am Bhavani Kannan. I'm from Kanjipuram, Tamil Nadu, and I have
Yes.
a question that related to my experience. And one day I just imagined that I want to see Krishna before meditation. While I'm go before sleep, I just think just I want to see Krishna. At that night, I saw Krishna feet and I can touch that feet, and I know that it's not a dream. It's like something special. So and then I came to meditation. I came to meditation. Now it's 2 months. I came to meditation. Now 2 months completed. I think that I want to see Krishna one more time. It's just like a friend. How to say that? 2 மாசம் ஆச்சே பார்க்கலாம். That I'm not good in English. I want to see Krishna. Just imagine that. After imagination, it goes to. It's not in my control. That vision going without my control. At that time, I surrender all the things that like I surrendered my karma, I surrendered my good things, bad things, I surrendered my desires. After all, I surrendered all the things. Lastly, I surrendered my body also. It goes like ash in the feet of Krishna. I'm seeing like a soul. After that, he told the Mrityunjaya, and that body came into savior like or a soldier. It's like a soldier, and I'm entering into that body. After that, I'm going into the tunnel. At going into the tunnel, my pineal gland starts to vibrate heavily. As fast as
Okay.
it goes into the tunnel,
Madam,
it starts to
okay,
vibrate.
just okay. Let us give a break here. What is the question?
Yeah, the why pineal gland starts to vibrate. It starts very
See,
heavily vibrating.
who asked you to invite Krishna?
No, just I want to see him.
See, you do the right things. Then you ask the question for clarification. Then I will answer. Is it in the Raja Yoga written? Or is it in Bhagavad Gita written? Anywhere it is written? No. You invited for certain experiences and you got certain experiences. And where is the question about it?
My question is why the pineal gland is vibrated heavily in my human
Why not?
body.
You asked for it, no? You asked for it, so you got the experience. Enjoy the experience.
After that, totally I'm changed. That I'm so fulfilled. Like how to
If
say
you're so
that?
fulfilled, where is the question? If you're so fulfilled, why are you asking the question?
No, why? I can't explain that.
Okay,
So
I'll answer you. Wait. First of all, if Krishna comes, You should be in a position to say, hey Krishna, nice to meet you. Come, let's have tea. What's happening in your worlds? So you should be able to speak to him as a friend. That means you are of that frequency. So Krishna is happy, Jesus is happy, Buddha is happy to come and make friendship with you because you are of that frequency. If you say, Krishna, I want to see your feet, I want to touch your feet, I want to surrender everything of mine to you, Krishna, then Krishna says, you stupid lady, go and meditate. I will never come to you. Krishna will never come to these kind of people because Krishna is not a physical form. Krishna is not a physical form. He is a consciousness. All enlightened masters who have finished their earth journey and who have gone to the higher worlds, they are consciousness, they are energy, they don't have a form. If you say that I felt certain energy in my meditation, I felt the Krishna consciousness, I felt the Christ consciousness, I felt certain consciousness, I resonate with it, I feel with it, I merged with it, then yeah, it is a beautiful experience. Because you have raised your consciousness, you have raised your frequency to a certain level where you are able to feel the similar frequency beings. That is a valid experience. All other experiences are your experiences because you asked for it. But if you ask me from the meditation perspective, from the Raja Yoga perspective, these are all hallucinations. The real experience is when you raise your own frequency and when you're least bothered about anybody. You're least bothered about Krishna, when you're least bothered about anybody. Your only focus is on yourself, on your own evolution. Then you will go through many, many experiences. I personally had many experiences of meeting so many masters, but I was never excited when I met them. I never asked to meet them, but I felt their energies. I felt good. That's all. I just felt good. No excitement also. So this is Raja Yoga. In Raja Yoga, you are focused only on your own experiences, your own self, and you learn from your own experiences and you are out of all the hallucinations. So my suggestion would be to be out of all the suggestions. You become a Krishna yourself. You become a Krishna yourself. You become a Jesus yourself. You become a Buddha yourself. Then all the Krishnas, all the Buddhas will want to make friendship with you. They want to have chai with you. They want to have discussion with you. They want to play jokes with you. So when you yourself become that, then everybody wants your friendship. All the enlightened masters want your friendship when you become enlightened. So focus on that. All right. Okay. So with this, I think we'll conclude the session. Thank you very much. Namaste to all. Have a wonderful journey. The concluding part is very simple. You create your own reality. Only you can help yourself. But be kind to yourself. On the way, you will falter. All the way, there is every possibility you will do some mistakes. There is every possibility you will be sometimes lazy. There is every possibility sometimes you are lethargic. But it's okay. You pull yourself and then do meditation. You pull yourself and then read books. You motivate yourself. That is the most important thing. Okay. Thank you very much. Namaste to all.